Keep singing. It's all right.
I'm gonna launch a career soon come. Album soon come.
How's everybody doing? It's never a foul. It's an evening debate. It's 8 o'clock UK time, and there's some news to talk about and some debates. Liverpool is Doucoure. Amrabat apparently off, maybe off. This is big news for Man United. Mason Mount injured. Balogun for even better news for Man United fans. I've never seen a player that all the fan base are just agreeing that his injury is good for the club. So why is he there? It's astonishing. You know what I mean? That's how bad this guy has been for Man United.
The maddest thing is he's got injured, and surely it should be like, right, we want to get Amrabat done, and it's like, nope, we'll call it
off. Yeah.
Anyway, people, hit that like button. We're already here, 100 people here. This is your Never a Foul Football evening debate. Of course, as I said before, we need 100 likes right off the bat. And I don't know where to start. We start with Bernardo Silva, new contract, or no?
It hasn't been. I don't think it's out. It hasn't been confirmed yet, has it? So
well, Fabrizio said they verbally agreed, so most likely it is going to be done.
Yeah, I mean, he said that a week ago, but when he retweeted his tweet from a week ago this morning, I thought, well, that probably, it's almost like he's just reminding everyone, I told you this a week ago, so that everyone can go, oh, God, you were right a week ago. But it hasn't come out yet. I did hear 7 o'clock there was going to be an announcement, but I haven't seen it yet. But it's looking like a three-year extension. There might be a release clause in there, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Do you reckon there's a release clause?
I think there probably will be. That seems to be. I think there's a release clause in most footballers' contracts nowadays, right? It's just they report them on some and they don't on others. I'm not going to say there is agendas, but I would think most footballers have a release clause. Either way, if he signs, I was expecting, he's got 2 years left. I was expecting a 2-year extension. If it's a 3-year extension, that's even better. And if there's a release clause,
I thought 3 years.
Well, 3 years. He's got 2 years left, and now if he extends another 2, that would be.
He's looking to end his career there, then.
Yeah, and if there is a release clause in there, because my whole thing is, look, at the start of the summer, I was saying to you guys, we can't allow Gundogan and Bernardo Silva to go in the same transfer window, and I'd be surprised if we did. Now with the De Bruyne injury, even more, we can't allow Bernardo Silva to go because that would literally be our whole midfield blown out. So. If we got to keep him for what? Look, I always said if we went this summer, I'd understand. So to get to keep him another year would be great. Another 2, another 5, even better.
I don't know about that.
And if we do put, to be fair, in 5 years' time, Bernardo's legs might have gone. But look, if there's a release clause that means that if Barcelona want him, they have to pay 80, 90 million, 100 million, then absolutely no problem. We all know that they're not going to pay that. So. And do you know what it might be? It might be quite clever. There might be a release clause with the way that Saudis are coming in and offering lower money for older people. It might be a release clause that, you know what, if Saudi do come in for him in 2 years' time, they're still going to have to pay 60, 70 million. So I think at the moment, with the state of football, I think a release clause is probably a good thing for City because not that many clubs have got money to spend apart from Premier League clubs. And I don't think Bernardo would leave us to go to a Premier League club. So I can only see that release clause would be a good thing for City, to be honest. So,
what is this news about Barella and City and all this stuff?
Is that news? Is that news?
No, it's just I keep getting like people like texting and a lot of people saying, "Oh, Barella to City."
It makes sense.
Someone in the comment now and saying, "Mo, give us Barella." I'm like, I don't understand.
Because right, the reason is because Doku's the winger, right?
Yeah,
you're apparently in for 2 more people. De Bruyne is out. We need a midfielder, and probably one of the best midfielders out there at the moment that we could get would be Barella. So, but I haven't seen any rumours on it. I think it's one that we wish we saw some rumours on, but we haven't seen any rumours on yet. So, are you nervous, Mo?
Not really. I'm not. No? Listen, my body, you know, when you support a club and just they keep beating you up every season, they tell you it's gonna get better, and then they just beat you up every day. whatever. It's like I'm in the point of my life with Inter is like whatever until these people
Hold on,
leave.
you did just win two. You won 2 cups last year and got to the Champions League final.
And then we sold our 2 better
No,
players.
but since then, so I agree. Since then, but like last season wasn't the worst season for you, was it?
So we won the title, the Scudetto. We sold Hakimi and Lukaku, which were the better players.
Yeah.
And then we didn't. We replaced them with Edin Dzeko, who's 34 years old. Now this year they're like Selim Brozovic. They got a youngster, and they sold Onana and got 35 years old bench player from Bayern Munich, Mr. Zomer. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care, to be honest. Listen, Serie A is Serie A. If people want to come in and get Barella and they're gonna pay the money, who am I to say no? The owners will definitely pay. If Man City actually offer 80 million pounds, he's gone.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's 26. And when you think about Paqueta's age as well, I swear he's like a year older, or if not the same age.
He's 26, same age, yeah.
I mean, we look,
and they are completely different players, though.
Yeah, one thing I will say that I saw and I've seen today is that Paqueta, Doucoure, City have been speaking to Rennes about Doucoure for over 20 days, and this is not because Paqueta isn't come in, we've now gone in for Doucoure. These are 2 separate situations. And I did also see over the weekend that apparently City are willing to spend up to 90 million on the Paqueta replacement, so who we would have gone in for. So don't know who that is though. I have no idea who that could be.
So the Mad Hatter had a comment on our video yesterday, and he asked, "What do we think Man City need?" So what do you think Man City need? That's the type of player, the way that the squad needs, assuming that KDB will be back in January. So what do you think?
Do you know what the mad thing is slightly? Because I've heard that after Doucoure, there's 2 more. City ideally want to get 2 more, right? And I'm thinking, okay, so what do we? Because if we look at the squad last season, Mahrez is gone. So if Doucoure comes in, you could safely say that's the Doucoure replacement, especially with Cole Palmer there. Bernardo Silva's signed a contract extension. He can play right wing. Grealish can play left. I think this is confirmed and cemented. Foden this season is going to be at 8 or a 10. He's not going to be playing. Not going to be playing on the wing, which I'm very happy about because I'm sick of Foden being pushed into positions that, and even in interviews at the weekend, by the way, he spoke on that his whole career he's kind of played in a more 8-10 role, and that he doesn't really want to play in the wing on the wing, but he has. So I don't want to see Foden being pushed out wide anymore. Who we need, I think we need a 8. We need a De Bruyne, a player that can really cross the ball for me at the moment. Apart from that, there's a tiny bit of me that thinks, and this is the hardest position for us to get, there's a tiny bit of me that is thinking another 6. Because if Calvin Phillips is potentially going out on loan, and Rodri spoke to Pep about the fact that he doesn't want to be running to the ground, that he does need time to rest this season. But then that, for me, is the hardest position for Manchester City to fill. Because, going and getting someone that can do what Rodri does, that's going to cost. Well, we've seen how much money that costs this summer. So okay. And that's for one not even as good as Rodri, and they're costing that much. And that was earlier in the summer. Look, if in the last week of the transfer window we go out looking for 6, I don't think we need a 6 because you have got Stones that can play there. I think Kovacic could. I honestly believe for City in the right games, Kovacic could do that role as well.
Yes, absolutely. That's
the Chelsea fans will tell me he can't. But I'm like, no problem. It's a different system, and I do think Kovacic could, not as well as Rodri, but I think Kovacic could do a role there. So I don't know. I'm really intrigued to see who we go after. Now, for me, the one that you just said, Barella, I would take that all day long, right? Yeah. But I haven't seen any strong rumours to make you go. I think that might happen.
I've got 2 names. I've got 2. I see a lot of Eze. I disagree. Morgan Gibbs-White, one of them for me.
Oh, I like it.
The other one, Florian Wirtz, who came back
too much money, apparently, bro.
Well, you're
apparently it's been ruled out. No, apparently City have inquired, and they've said they're after way too much money. So I don't know if they're after
Gibbs-White for me, not Eze. Gibbs-White for me.
So Gibbs-White is apparently Foden's El Rey Foden's son's godfather as well, which is interesting. So
there you go.
But Wirtz, I've heard really good things about that Wirtz, but all I've seen repeatedly is that they just want too much money, and it's not going to be feasible. So.
For me, I actually looked at Cole Palmer and I thought that if Bernardo comes back, Cole Palmer can be Mahrez's replacement in terms of impact off the bench, can start some games because he showed it in the 2 games he played, the 3 games he played preseason. I think that Doucoure signing might hinder his development a little.
Yeah, I think so as well.
And I liked Cole Palmer off the bench or even starting some smaller games when you have all the ball. And because I told you, like, I like these kind of players that are direct, brave, likes to go and dribble, which is Foden when he was younger. He used to be like this, and he used to get some criticism when people said you might need to play a little bit slower. You're 1 gear. You remember that like 3-4 years ago. But now but look at Foden now. So I think Foden can do the KDB until KDB's back. I'm talking about definitely. Creation when he did
a different way of doing it, but the same thing. Yeah,
the one that is the go-to person when everything is stuck. Go to Foden. You need a Gundogan replacement to someone as an 8, but also has an eye to be inside the 18 when it matters. Someone that can go get involved in the midfield, but also help the attack, pop up in the right places, help the wingers. There are not a lot of names like Gundogan,
there's not a lot, no.
But there are some names like Gundogan, like 8s. Julian Brandt for Dortmund is someone who does that sometimes. He's had an underwhelming career, but I think, listen, Gundogan at Dortmund wasn't the Gundogan we saw at City, that's what Pep developed. You know what I mean?
The only thing I think we're doing here, and I've said that I don't think we can do this, is what we're doing is here, we're going, right, Gundogan, De Bruyne, we need a Gundogan replacement, we need a De Bruyne replacement. And what we're going to do now, is we're going to start trying to shoehorn players and pull up, ultimately, as Cass said, stinky players and go, well, he could do the Gundogan role, whereas and this player could do the De Bruyne role, where the truth is, sometimes you just have to change things. And with Gundogan, do I think that we're going to get someone that defensively is as good as Gundogan, can hit the box at the perfect time? Hitting the box at the right time is very difficult. Like, if you look at the Premier League history, there's a handful of names that you say that do it as well as Gundogan did it. You say Lampard did it. That's what I'm saying. I think if I'm looking at what I've seen so far, I think, with Kovacic, you've got Kovacic who can drive like De Bruyne. And I think between Kovacic and Foden, I think those two are going to have to pick up what Gundogan and what Kevin De Bruyne brought, but in a different way. And I think maybe by including Alvarez more, that will include the goals, because straight away we've brought in someone that, I mean, you could say that Alvarez goal the other day is the type of goal that maybe Gundogan might score. So, and then Cole Palmer will get goals. Now, I agree with you that if we bring in a Doucoure, that could hinder. Cole Palmer might say, do you know what? I'm going to go now. So that is for, interestingly enough, with Pep being out, that was the other news today for 2 weeks. Well, more than 2 weeks, but because, with Pep out,
Pep out.
Lilo's came in, and like I spoke on before, Lilo has a liking to Cole Palmer, and that maybe Cole Palmer will play the next 2 games, and maybe this is a chance for Cole Palmer to prove himself a little bit more with a coach that has every bit of trust in him. So I don't know. It's interesting. I don't want to see Cole Palmer go though. And that was my worry with bringing Doucoure in, is that Cole Palmer might go, right, that's kind of my game time numbers. It's for City to
we think Doucoure can play on the left a little bit as an understudy to Jack Grealish, as a different option off the bench?
Easily. You can play both.
Maybe. I think that the thing is, look, the thing with him and Cole Palmer is Cole Palmer backs himself to shoot, yeah?
Yeah.
But also what I have seen with Cole Palmer this season is he is listening to instructions from Pep, and he is kind of trying to be a lot more controlled, trying to hold the ball up, bring other players in. So maybe Pep does think, do you know what? Cole Palmer could be adapted into very similar to what Mahrez did. And actually, Doucoure is the one that's going to be the direct one. Because everything I hear about Doucoure is that he is very direct, kind of more pace, not cut in and shoot. His pace run at people. So they are, although they're both direct wingers, they're different types of direct. One's direct in, likes to cut inside and shoot. The other one likes to run at players, get to the byline and maybe cut it back a bit. So I do think they're different types of players at the same time.
Guys, there is about 450 of you here. Hit that like button. Give me to 200 likes. And also tell me in the chat where you are tuning from. In the chat, just one country. If you're in England, don't type England. Tell me the place where you're tuning from. America, the same. Just let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and hit that like button for me, please. So Man City, we think that okay, so 8 days left, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So what it is? 31 days in August, I think. Is there 31?
9 days left.
9 days left.
Do we? You think there's going to be business done for Man City soon? Because
there's definitely going to be
Doucoure's off. Yeah,
100%. Doucoure's done. Look, I'm sat here at the moment thinking, do we need anyone else now? Like, would I like one more 8? Yes, I would. Do we need anyone else now? And I wouldn't say at this point, it's not a need. If there was an injury, all of a sudden it would become a bit more of a need. But I am at the point now where this summer we've seen Vardiol come in. We've seen Kovacic come in. We're about to see Doucoure come in. We've seen Bernardo Silva, who we thought was leaving, sign a contract extension. We've seen Kyle Walker. It's looking like he's going to sign a contract extension. I wouldn't say we need another one, but I would personally like one more 8. I think anything more than that, I think could start to maybe make our squad that little bit too big for what Pep likes to work with. So, and the other ones, I guess, is Cancelo and Laporte look like they're. I think Cancelo's done, but considering he wasn't there back end of last season, I don't think it's almost like a player that if he was to stay, would he even make our squad? I don't know. So.
Even Calvin Phillips, I don't consider Calvin Phillips part of the squad, to be honest. I don't.
Well, Pep doesn't clearly.
Yeah.
Pep don't play him. So.
Going to Man United a little bit.
How would you feel about Eze to see? Says Ed.
Depends on the price, isn't it? Like I like Eze and I like Elise, but with both of them, it would have to be the right price. I do like Eze, but it depends what Palace are going to want. Like with 9 days left in the window, if they're all of a sudden trying to hit with like a 70 million now, I wouldn't. I don't think he's a 70 million player. I don't.
Better than Paqueta. If you're going to spend 85 on him, surely Eze per 70 is not that bad.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he better than what? But hold on. Can I just say one thing though? If we're looking for, because it's very easy to say based on Paqueta at West Ham, and by the way, I've got no reason to vent Paqueta at all because he ain't coming, right? But we're talking Paqueta at West Ham and we're talking Eze at Crystal Palace, right?
Worse.
Okay. But then if we look at Paqueta for Brazil, right, playing at an international level where Eze hasn't played it. Well, he's a lot. Come on, let's not act like we haven't seen him play well.
What did you say?
And probably he's also played international football. Eze has not played international football for us to be saying he's better than Paqueta. I don't think that. I think we're being a bit over. We're trying to rate a young player that we all think could be a great prospect. Great prospect being the key, right? Looking like a great player. Bit part play because he's not consistent or anything. And we're talking about Paqueta, who ultimately has played for Brazil, a lot of games for Brazil. I think, I'm not saying there's a world of difference, but I would say one is a bit more proven than the other one. So,
actually, Eze isn't young, right? Eze is 25. He's Paqueta's age.
Well, in that case, even less so. No, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in that case, definitely Paqueta.
The problem with Eze is that he has been in the picture for so long, but he got hindered with the injuries.
A couple of seasons, wasn't
it? I think 3 seasons at least.
Did you know it's that old, Cass?
I didn't even realize Eze was that old.
25. I'm talking about potential. I can't be talking potential in a 25-year-old. That's mad, you know.
He has been in the picture for about 3 years since he was 22, but he got 1 year or half a season off with injury. This is why people just forgot about him and thought he's still young. He's not young anymore.
I mean, last year under we got 10 goals and 4 assists. Done all right there.
I'm thinking, okay, even at 25, apart from the Brazilian team, I'm just looking at the Premier League. I think Eze is the better player. I always like Eze.
Again, Paqueta has been in the Premier League for what is it? 1 season.
1 year.
And Eze last season, Eze's had 3 seasons in the Premier League. So again, I
didn't even realize he's had 3 years in the Prem.
Yeah,
3 years in the Premier.
Really?
Yes.
So would it not be fair to say? And would it not be fair to say
that the guy used to play for Roy Hodgson before Patrick Vieira?
And is it not fair to say that with Paqueta that, like we do with a lot of players, it can take players a season or so to get used to the Premier League, even more so when you're Brazilian and you're coming and having to play under David Moyes. Like, and to be fair to Eze, yes, Roy Hodgson at the back end of the season, Roy Hodgson defensively can be rather boring, but going forward, he wasn't. He was like the final third, you lot can ball out. It's just at the back, I don't want no balling out. And before that, it was Vieira, who again was a manager that would let Crystal Palace express themselves. So I don't really think
he didn't like Eze, by the way. He didn't like Eze.
Did he not? I wonder why.
For some reason, I don't know. Like I was watching him. I'm not sure if it was injury or what, but he used to start him on the bench and play 3 midfielders that like to defend. Eze doesn't like to defend.
No,
Eze is more of
that's
an
not a good one for
player.
Pep. Not
so Paqueta though, the Paqueta is a guy that was supposed to be this flary.
Yeah.
But that last year he played under David Moyes. I'm like, definitely changed his mentality, because if you watch him against Chelsea, oh my God, the tackles, the duels, the jumps, the headers. I'm like, what is going on here?
Hold on. We don't know if that was because he played under David Moyes or because he had some bets to win, to be fair. So we can't really talk on his tackling, bro.
I hope we buy Morgan as White next season. I really do.
I like the look of him. I do like the look of him. I can't see that one for City for me. I can't see that.
Number 10, the amount of aerial duels he wins, a lot of final thirds and stuff like, he's actually very much up there if you want to play the stat game as an all-rounded 10.
Yeah, even without stats, he's on the eye. He looks like he's better than everybody at first by a mile. By a mile. Yeah,
even though when you like him and when you even him, he looks too good for that club. I'll be real. But yeah, man, other than that, I need.
But what is this? Tell us about this Amrabat off thing.
So basically, there's a threat that if Man United do not bid within 48 by Friday, I think that Fiorentina are going to say you can't have him because we need to find a replacement pretty much within good time. 1 week left to find a good enough replacement, and I'm pretty sure their replacement that they wanted originally has already been bought by somebody else, so they're gonna have to go look along the side. And I mean, I hope so too, man. I mean, Mason Mount's out. We need a replacement, and I'm all for it.
Do you know what? This is criminal, isn't it? We've had, since the World Cup, we've had the January transfer window, and now we've had the summer transfer window. And and everyone needs a 6. Right? And poor Amrabat is just sat there, just waiting for someone to bid for him. Seems mad to me why no one has actually fully gone in for Amrabat yet. It's just mad.
Yeah, I don't understand what it's going to be. And then there's talk of obviously Man United loaning Gravenberch, which would make sense a little bit anyways. But if you get both of them, but if you have to get one of them, it's definitely Amrabat. But I just don't understand. I thought Fred left. This is what's confusing me. Fred left, and I was getting told that he was going to come in as soon as Fred leaves. I think didn't even Fabrizio say something along these lines. It's just, I just don't understand it either. I think he's too good to be at that club in the first place. And Man United are just selling him a dream at this point if you're not going to go and bid. You need a midfielder more than ever. Now you've got someone that's out after until flipping the break as well. That means you're one midfielder down, So
yeah,
I look at this Amrabat stuff and it's just the missing piece for the time being, anyways. Because I'm just we could.
Do you know what?
A long time.
Honestly,
keep going around. I think Mount's going to be. I think actually that's, imagine this. So Mason Greenwood was used as in a squad planner. Mason Greenwood was told that Greenwood was going to be one of those attackers. Now all of a sudden, obviously, he's not coming in no more, right? And that's already done. Now Pellistri all of a sudden is going to Sheffield United on loan, apparently as well. Now that means another attacker. I've got a feeling they're going to shift Mount as one of the attackers instead of one of the midfielders. And that's why they're saying you can bring in 2 midfielders now. And it's like, okay, he's an attacker. Take him. He's been playing right wing for a lot of time. Then all of a sudden, boom, all these links.
Do you know what? You see Man United and you're bored at the moment, yeah? How you're bored move, and how for years now it's all been about commercial side of things. I can just see you having a busy last day or two because someone at the club thinking that that's a great way of commercially doing business, that this big, 3 players drop at the same time. And it's just the type of thing that it sounds wild, but it's the type of thing that I could see someone at your board thinking, this is a great way for us to do business. We wait till the last minute and we're going to get a deal and then we're going to announce it all. It's going to be massive news and that will get us over the whole thing with Greenwood and whatever else, because Ten Hag must be sat there pulling his hair out at the moment thinking, what is going on? What is going on? especially with the performances so far.
What do you think, Cass? If you're to pick 3 players, you need at the end of the window. Don't give me like 100 to 150 million. Like realistically, 3 players at the range of all of them for 100 million. Who would you pick?
Well, if I had 100 million left to spend.
If you have 100 million left to spend, 3 players. You cannot spend them on 1 player. You have to 3 players.
If I have, so I'm after 3 players right now. So I'm looking at Amrabat 25. I don't even want to spend 100 million because it's not. I think even that's stupid. I'm getting Taremi quickly. I think that's a good back shortstop for the striking option. Then I'm getting Amrabat. Obviously, then you know what? I'm kind of sold on the idea of having a better playmaker, upgraded version of Eriksen. So I quite like Gravenberch, if I'm being totally honest. I was a fan of him before, and I'm still a fan of him now. But I don't know what I saw last year. There was not enough to gauge upon, but I can only go off the point when he was at Ajax, even under 10 Hag. I do want a playmaker in there. I don't want this higher up 8 because we're not good enough to do it. So I want Gravenberch. I wouldn't mind that on loan, and they're talking about a deal along the lines of 22 million as well. You know, so potentially an obligation to buy. Would I like it? Yes, I actually would. I think he'd make sense, and then hopefully in the later years, you know, next year, you know, Bruno Fernandes turns 30. He's still going to be in and around. You know, Casemiro's going to have to go out and then maybe go get another centre mid, because I would want McTominay out at that point, and I would want an actual capable centre mid that's different, that can carry.
Who have you got this weekend?
I think
if I could get anyone I wanted, I would get Barella. If I could actually have 2,
I would actually think that you need a kudos. Your squad need a kudos. You need someone on the right winger.
On with that, man. I'm tired of this guy now, man. The right winger. I would, nah, man. I'm done with that. Lightweight. I can't lie. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think our squad's suited to what his capabilities. I think he'd fail under us. I'll be so honest. I think we need a little meat merchant, man. Like Doucoure.
Meat merchant. Who have United got this weekend?
Forest.
At Old Trafford.
Yeah.
You're right.
Careful about that game.
Ooh, you're right. But that's Do you know what I said?
Tricky,
you're right
tricky.
there.
It's very tricky.
But I'm just it's one of them ones that United should easily win this. Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of those ones. Do you know why it's even madder?
Right.
I'm at my sister's this weekend, right? Last time I was at my sister's was when United. Who did you lose to second game last year? Not Brighton. Brentford. I was at my sister's, and I don't know. I've just got this. You should turn over Southampton. I think you will at Old Trafford. But it's just one of those ones where a bad performance from Man United. If Man United perform okay, they'll win that. But if they have a bad performance, it's one of those ones where you can see Southampton, Forest just sneaking something.
We always turn over Forest, whether it's at their ground or our ground. I think we've done like 3-4 times last year. I don't think I have a worry against Forest, and that's not me being arrogant. I just think it's one of them.
You shouldn't be worried. You shouldn't be worried.
One of them teams I look at it and just think like, yeah, you know what, 2-3-0 written all over it. Just like at their ground, like our ground, back at their ground, don't really matter for me. I think it's just, but I don't look at this game as again like another benchmark where it's like, oh,
no, it's not.
I need to see what we can do against Arsenal away. Can we go take some points off them?
That's why I asked who you've got, because I was thinking now with all right, so you got Mount out. So in a way, that's good because that means you probably won't be playing Bruno on the wing. Yeah. So you can play Bruno in the middle, probably with Eriksen, like you said earlier. But I'm just thinking, away at the Emirates, different story. You probably want Amrabat in by then, don't you?
Oh, you should be. Someone should be in by then.
Yeah.
Someone. We reached the point. Man United. I've been hearing about this.
So
Amrabat
the transfer window closed just before next weekend.
Like a month and a half now since I was in England. Amrabat. I'm like, just
Thursday, Friday.
Oh, so the transfer window closes Thursday night. Then we've got games Saturday and Sunday. All right, so it closes because usually transfer window closes on the. Recently, transfer window's been on a Monday or Tuesday, isn't it?
Typically, but I don't see, even if someone did come in that late, I don't see them starting. Not in a away game like that.
Yes.
But if I'm at Arsenal and I'm seeing Eriksen starting an away game, I don't mind Eriksen starting at home. An away game,
yeah. I'm
gonna lose my shit.
But who else would you play?
I'd rather McTominay go there just for strength alone. Like, don't get me wrong.
Why are you laughing? Just don't laugh at them. Don't laugh at Man United.
McTominay's on the
No,
greatest.
it's 2023 and like that's how bad it's got. I know Cass wants McTominay out of the club, but he's now like, with where we are at the moment, I want to see McTominay on the pitch for that game because that's the thing. It's, you know, when people say, are we still talking about this player in 2023? And it's like, we're still talking about McTominay and Man United in the same.
Well, I trust
2023 and Jordan Ayew starts every game for Crystal Palace. So
the thing is, I trust McTominay if Havertz is going to play that, you know, on that left-hand side of the 8. I'm like,
he'll eat him alive. He'll eat him alive.
I don't mind it.
I'm serious. McTominay will eat this kid alive.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what's going on here. I don't know.
He wouldn't see the ball. I'm sorry.
I look at it.
So are you saying Havertz won't see the ball? McTominay will eat him alive.
If they put him on Havertz, which is, I don't think anybody should be on Havertz in my opinion.
But why not, Mo?
Because he's shit.
I'm gonna say it again because he is terrible. Because even Arteta isn't using him. Okay, when you want me to start on that? When I get Igal, big up Igal, and Arsenal fans on Twitter raving and putting stats up about his defensive ability when his team had 70% possession in that half, what does that tell you? Imagine your team, Arsenal, attacking a team all game, right? Forget that second half. And the stat that you pick up for your player to convince yourself that he's good is that, look, he tackled this guy. His interception.
Sounds like Man United with Anthony last season, to be frank with you.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you're not bragging about him dribbling somebody, you're bragging about him tackling somebody.
He's going to come up against Rice, and you see that Spider-Man image when they're pointing at each other? That's it. McTominay, Rice, same player.
Hey, watch Arsenal fans in the comments, guys. Yes.
Sorry, did you just say McTominay and Rice are the same player?
Pretty much.
What?
What's the difference?
That's like a McRice. That's like a McRice. It's like a McDonald's. A new McRice box.
Same player.
No, they're not the same player. Come on, man.
To be honest, Declan Rice
one's a little bit better defensively and one's a little bit better going forward.
Bro, come on. Rice is substantially better than McTominay.
Come on, Cass. The awareness where he stood on the pitch in the last game against Crystal Palace, he was class, bro. He was class.
We're talking about
he doesn't hide. McTominay hides against everybody.
That's nice. That's nice. All I'm trying to say, Mo, you're talking about against Crystal Palace. I've seen McTominay do it against a few decent teams as well. What now?
They're not the same players.
McTominay, they're not the same.
They both play centre back. They can both kind of do the DM role. They're both treating pretty much eights. They're the same. But this is why David Moyes wanted him in the first place.
Oh my God.
Rolls Rice.
Guys, who's better in the chat? Tell me, McTominay or Declan Rice?
I'm serious. Just put Muck or Rice. Literally,
I'm serious.
Muck or Rice. I don't expect to see any Mucks, by the way. I expect to see a lot of Rice.
Oh, seriously.
You don't believe that yourself.
I'm not joking.
He does. He looks serious. He sounds serious.
I said they're both good players. Like, one's very good, don't get me wrong, but don't get me wrong, Rice is a little bit better, but it's pretty much the same player.
A little bit better, though. A little bit better.
A little bit better.
They both the same height, even. Flipping. I've got the same build.
Do you know, I would say McTominay, the one thing I'd say is McTominay can get goals. McTominay can get goals, yeah. But apart from that, I don't really.
We've been told Declan Rice is about to be molded into this advanced 8 that will get goals. But Arteta plays him the last one in the midfield. So
Rice is doing perfectly fine. Now, there can't be no Rice hate on this channel. Come on,
no, he's great. To be honest,
come on, man.
He was very good against Crystal. Like, he was really good.
I had the guy. Who did you talking to? Just get a hot man there, man. In a bit.
What?
What did someone go against your fact that you were comparing McTominay and Rice? Imagine that. I can't understand why. Really can't understand why.
Nah, it's not that.
Okay.
Just trying to get rude.
Martin, you're one of our panelists now. I don't hate Arteta, bro. Just stop it. I don't.
You do it at the same time.
Jinx, rub your nose.
Yeah, yellow card, all that shit. Mo's Havertz agenda is so forced. Doucoure couldn't handle Havertz, but McTominay could. There's a reason why he's one of the most duels judging a left centre mid as a centre forward.
Sorry, one of the most what?
Doucoure, I thought Doucoure had a decent game yesterday. What the flip?
I swear to God, people just
What?
it's whatever makes it, bro.
What?
Thank you for the super chat. Whatever makes you sleep at night. You're bragging about duels again for someone that was brought in as a striker and then left 8, attacking midfielder who had amazing seasons, scoring 15 plus goals
Hold
in
on.
the Bundesliga. Come on.
Doucoure did his job.
Hold on. I've got to defend him here.
Go
I
ahead.
have to defend him here.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
We all said he can't do the 8 role.
Yeah.
Right? We are the ones that have said he's been brought in to be an advanced player. Yeah. But would you not say maybe yesterday he was playing in the more of a 8 role?
Daps, you know what we're doing here?
And if you do play in the 8 role, to be fair, it's your job in the 8 role not to contest duels. I think it is personally. I think it's something that often gets underrated. Like I've been saying on De Bruyne, that people won't talk about De Bruyne's dog work. And that pisses me off at times because I think, yes, he can put a ball in. But actually, if Arteta has brought him in to play the 8 role, his duels are relevant in the 8 role.
Okay.
Can
Yes.
we tell you what we're doing here? Can we tell you what we're doing here? No,
Oh,
let,
yeah,
me,
go
let me answer this. We are bigging up the bare minimum. This is what I was doing for Anthony, Daps. I said I've had enough. Yes, he done a little bit of tracking, but yes, he done a little bit of this and that. Oh, we done this today a little bit different. This is Arsenal. This is Man United. Like, why are we bigging up the bare minimum? Because if it was City, oh yeah, is that Calvin Phillips? Yeah, you know what, Calvin Phillips done a little bit here and there, but it's not good enough, is it? Really, truly, it's not good enough. You're supposed to be a starting centre mid potentially, or starting right winger in Man United's case, for a big club.
Listen, I don't want anyone to say that I've ever got an agenda against Arsenal. I'm trying my best.
It's just the bare minimum.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying, Cass.
I went and I looked at his heat map, right? He played very advanced, close to the 18, very close to Martinelli, right?
Not Trossard.
Martinelli. I wish it was Trossard. It would have been better for them. But again, you're looking at duels and not duels. That system, you and Odegaard, because there is Partey and Rice behind you and 3 center backs, you're supposed to be an offensive player. You weren't involved. But anyway, we move. We'll see. I hope he gets better for Arsenal because, again, I want Arsenal to do well.
So let's move on to Arsenal. Yeah. What do Arsenal need?
After the super chat.
Average replacement.
Oh, City.
Hopefully, man. Did he used to play for City in the academy some point? Like, is there any link there?
I don't think so, bro. You know what? City have done a lot for the east side of Manchester, and maybe they need to do
the West Ham solids.
They do some stuff for Salford.
I mean,
and that,
they paid 90 million for Rice, so why can't they pay 90 million for the same player?
Do you know what? I did see last week, I did see that apparently in the summer, Man United offered City Maguire and said you wanted him a few years ago, so are you interested? And see, like, no.
Memphis says McTominay over Rice and Caicedo. I mean, you can't judge him. He hasn't even played yet.
This isn't a conversation. I'm not having this conversation.
This is not a conversation. How is this? Cass, you don't want McTominay, yeah? I'm just about hearing you say that for now, because of where your club is, you actually, against Arsenal, want to see McTominay start. I'm not having you convince me that you think McTominay is now better than Caicedo or better than Declan Rice. I'm not. I know.
You can't judge him if he hasn't had a performance yet. If you can't judge him when he's technically had a better game, then.
Well, listen, that's like me saying, look, you know what? If Rodri gets, I said earlier that maybe we do need one more 6 if Calvin Phillips goes out on loan. That's like me now coming out and going, do you know what? Yeah, I'd take McTominay at City in case Rodri gets injured. It's just no. We the levels here are way too low now. What are we doing? I would have took Fred maybe.
So what do Arsenal need?
Nobody. I think.
No one.
I think the only thing I would say, I'm not here for this striker thing, by the way. I'm really not here for this. I'm not hearing this striker thing.
They have Nketiah and they have Jesus. And
they have
Trossard. Not dead. Jesus is not dead.
And they have a fluid front three of Trossard, Martinelli, and Saka, if need be, for me. I think that works. And I also think, let's be real, Havertz would work. I'm not saying but if it's your 4th choice, because Jesus is injured, Ed is injured, you don't want to play Trossard and Martinelli, you could play Havertz. So the one thing that I think Arsenal could maybe need is, and I'm saying this because I feel sorry for them a little bit, is the injury to Timber. That I'd go out and look for someone, but that's where Timber's such a hard one to replace. The fact Timber could play left, right, or central is like, there's not too many people out there that can do it at that quality as well, and also hit the ground running like he did. But I do, for me personally, if I'm Arteta and I'm thinking I want everything so that when we go into this season, if we don't win the league, the board can't turn around and say, or I can't turn around to the board and say, you know what, I didn't have everything I need. I think maybe one more defender, maybe. That's the only thing, but I don't know who that would be.
But we forget that they still have Kivior, Tomiyasu still on the books.
Tomiyasu shit, man.
Tin is injured, isn't he?
He
Probably.
isn't that shit. Though.
No, Tommy shit, man. No, even as a back, he's not reliable, and he's injured.
Tommy Arspu.
Yeah, that's the one. Tommy.
No, he's all right. I think he's all right. I think he's all right.
I think he's shit.
Oh, did you guys see this?
Yeah. I don't know if I can highlight it, but big up Martin for gifting 5 Never Foul memberships.
So who's gonna get them then?
It says it here: Doucoure, J. James, Cassie, Ridwan, and Crypto Desk was gifted a membership.
Did Martin get to gift them, or literally did it do it on behalf of them?
Random.
No, he did. But did you? Oh, it's random, right?
Yeah.
So firstly, thank you, Martin, and also, who are the 5 people that also need to thank Martin?
Doucoure, J. James, Cassie, Ridwan, and Crypto Desk.
There we go. New members. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate that.
Lovely, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, I think they need a right back. 100%. I think Ben White needs to eventually, whatever they're doing, Gabriel comes back in the folding. Ben White goes there. But I think Tomiyasu he's just not reliable. He's not good enough. I think they wanted him gone in the first place anyways. And I think that was going to be the case if Timber did stay around.
Yes.
And now he's out for the whole season. They just need another right back. Go get yourself, I don't know, man. There was that guy from Leipzig that they're looking at, that hybrid kind of centre back, right back. Even Frasneda as well, another one that they've been linked to. So I would look at it along them lines. I don't think their tax needs anything. I don't think the midfield needs anything. No. I think they're right in that aspect. If not a right back, maybe a backup for Saka. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing.
They have Reece Nelson.
Yeah. Anyways, move on.
If he stays.
Well, they got a new contract.
I'm just
remember something
we have on the squad.
If he stays,
you cannot just say
you might be going on loan.
If he stays, I don't know if he'd stay from things we've heard. But I you know what, I would agree with you on the Saka thing, and it's probably similar to what I said about Rodri earlier, that Rodri's had, I think, 3 or 4 seasons in the Premier League now with minimal injuries. Pretty much every international is being called up and playing. Same with Saka. They're both being ran into the ground, and they're both so important. Rodri to City and Saka to Arsenal, that I think if either of us lose them, then there would be alarm bells at both clubs, right? So, and I think the Saka's age as well. Like, he's young, man. Has Saka had any big injuries at all yet?
No, he's always fit.
And that's the one thing. Like, I hope to God he doesn't. Yeah, but sometimes then big injuries on young players, that first one can be the hardest one to get over. And it has to be managed correctly, because if you don't manage that first one correctly, the knock-on effect in the career could be massive. So I hear why Arsenal fans would scream about getting in
another 5 memberships. Another 5 memberships from King Winter Soldier. Big up yourself again, man. He was also on the panel. Chelsea Till I Die has been gifted a membership. Memphis has been gifted a membership. Creeper fam gifted a membership. Skull X gifted a membership. And I think it's about to select another one. It might be you, might not be.
How's it doing it? Can you see it selected?
Yeah, I can see it. And I don't see the other one that is selected. He said 5. I can only see 4 at this moment of time. But I'm sure
we'll pick another one that's worthy.
Yeah, it's trying to pick another one that's worthy.
Thank you, Winter Soldier.
No. I saw it. It's Sir Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea Till I Die.
Memphis Depay. It was Enzo Fernandez.
Hold on. So Enzo Fernandez and Memphis Depay have been gifted membership. All right, brilliant. Welcome to the channel. Please smash a like.
I have an opinion about Arsenal that maybe I actually think Arsenal can do with an Eze.
No, I think it's too much.
What, a 25-year-old that hasn't really hit its potential yet?
Potential. No, the style that style of play. So what Arsenal miss, in my opinion, in the midfield is someone that can dribble one-on-one. Odegaard doesn't dribble. Odegaard is kind of guy that does the 1-2s, the cheeky passing, all this stuff. Arsenal might need someone who's direct.
The cheeky passing.
You know what it is, like the back heels and all these stuff.
Think of it like this.
Oh, someone said they have Smith Rowe. Okay, he doesn't play. So what do you want me to do?
Oh, whoa. So is that a hot take? Right, that's one to watch. Has Smith Rowe featured this season yet?
What?
I think so. Once, maybe.
I don't know.
Did he come on against Nottingham Forest?
Could Smith Rowe be a surprise move at the kind of like dying days of the transfer window, a little loan move out?
Well, if he's not going to get played, then he needs a loan. I think
if he doesn't, he has to,
should
man.
go Palace. In my opinion, he should go Palace.
Brighton
Actually didn't
maybe
play.
not
You know?
So maybe Brighton. No, you're right. Maybe Brighton.
Have I not been said? The only thing is, you could say if he's playing on the right, then you could then look at that young baller they've got there. That might also keep him out there a little bit.
Man United can do with a Smith Rowe now.
But I've said this all summer that I think if you're Smith Rowe, who you had the injuries the season before, then last season you had the injuries. You've got fit business end of the season, but I totally understand why Arteta didn't bring him in business end of the season, because it wasn't the time to do that. You've then hit pre-season. You've gone and had a really, really good tournament for England. You've arrived back for the friendlies, and you haven't really featured in the friendlies. And then you haven't started the season. I don't know. If I'm Smith Rowe right now, I know he loves Arsenal and he's come through the academy, but I'd be, even if it was just a case of Arteta saying, go out on loan for a season just to get your game time back up, then next summer come back. But I think a loan move for him.
A big up Memphis for gifting 10 memberships. Yeah.
Wow.
So Christian, you're not Lenita. Look, you're not moaning no more, are you? You got your gifted membership. MCFC Protocol gifted membership. Skeeter P gifted membership. Kareem, Jack Grealish. We got Jack Grealish in the building. NLF as well.
Yes,
Bacon. Off the crossbar.
Did you say Bacon?
Yeah,
Bacon 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah, Bacon and Omar.
That's haram.
I pick up for the gifted memberships.
Yeah,
man.
Thank you.
Flipping hell, man. You lot are on stuff. If anyone else wants to gift out memberships, hey, pick up yourselves, man. You're doing a justice right there. But thank you very much, man. That's a lot of memberships. I'll be real.
Actually, real quick, can I ask a question as well, please? This is to everyone, members, non-members, in the chat. On Saturday in the live show, we had a bit of a debate about donuts, right? And see, me personally, I love a Greg's pink jammy with icing on the top and jam in the middle. Cass is a big fan of Lidl's powdery jam in the middle. So can everyone just put what their favorite donut is in there, please? I want to see. I personally think everyone should be saying pink jammy because it's. Do you like donuts, Mo?
Yeah. I used to until I came to America.
And now they just taste like everything else.
The problem, I had donuts from Lidl next to your house.
Yep.
The thing about the donuts in England is that they're not as sweet as in America. When you eat donuts in America, they're just full of sugar that you don't taste the bread, you don't taste the donut. You know what I mean? Just taste the sugar. I had them from Lidl, and they were so good because they were the right amount of cream or jam on top or something like that. They were good. They were good, bro.
I remember the Sunday in the morning. The donuts are banging, man. Nice hot donuts.
Krispy Kreme here in
Krispy
America.
Kremes,
It used to be
Krispy
good
Kremes,
here. There is a Voodoo Donuts here in Texas. It's supposed to be very good. Some donuts are good. Like there is the waffle donuts or something like that.
Waffle donuts. That just sounds American.
It's very American, of course.
It's like a waffle donut burger.
Oh yeah, we have this
Milkshake.
donut burger, of course. You know, we have donut burger where you put the burger in the donut.
That's so American.
Do you know the maddest thing? Actually, there is one thing that there used to be this bakery before COVID. I actually miss it a bit in Kempston, and they did a cheeseburger pasty. So if you imagine a pasty, like a slice, but with a cheeseburger inside it, it was just a heart attack, literally. It was just a heart attack waiting to happen. They were good. Anyway, so we've done Arsenal. I think, but Smith
we haven't. Technically, Arsenal wants 70 million for Balogun, and Chelsea are prepared to pay 45. Interesting times.
Lukaku's back there training now, isn't he?
I was listening to Fabrizio's new video that was just dropped 2 hours ago on his channel, and he said that actually Monaco will go back for him as his ITK. Like, this is Fabrizio Romano. So he said that he said that Chelsea spoke to the agent. They haven't said anything official to Arsenal. What he said is that Monaco will go back for him. I don't think Chelsea. Okay, they'll be stupid to just pay 50 million for Balogun. I think it's stupid.
Yeah, but we said that this time in this current. We said there's 9 days left. and
Yep.
it's a Premier League club. If they're going to get rid of him, they're going to want whatever target they want coming in, right? 45 million is not going to cut it. Maybe going to Monaco, 45, 50 million might cut it.
Yeah.
But for Chelsea,
that's where Monaco know. That's where Monaco know.
Chelsea have allegedly looked at him and said 45 million, and there's a 25 million valuation difference. And then Arsenal know we want 70. So they could, if they meet somewhere down the middle, say, okay, we want 60 million, 57.5 million, something along them lines. Chelsea might pay it. They might not pay it. But then you look at it like, okay, we got our Havertz money back. And then
what will happen otherwise is, I think that's where Monaco already know what it is. Monaco has sat there, and Arsenal probably know this as well, that if Chelsea don't pay what they want, then Monaco will come in 2 days before the end of the window and pay 40 million or something like that, or take him on loan again with a... So the Arsenal know Balogun will leave before the window shuts. I've just noticed it's the first time on a show since I don't know when that we've all had our club colours on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, some people say I've got Newcastle colours, but here we go.
Yeah. I thought you were wearing a foreign kit again when you came down the stairs, but you know.
Yeah.
So look at these two super chats. Michael Ramsey, are you from Texas? Nothing in Texas tastes good.
Oh my God, Texas friends.
Texas.
I heard Texas is great for food, but
It's a lot of variety, but it's all right. America's
Is it like ribs and burgers and
lots of barbecue places. Oh my God, lots of meat here. See Sherman saying, just doing this to tell Michael Ramsey he needs to get his head checked if he thinks nothing in Texas tastes good.
Texas beef.
It's Texas beef.
Texas beef.
You know what they say? They usually say like a good old Texas barbecue and all this kind of
right.
stuff.
So I remember, right, one of the first restaurants I remember going to when I was young was I think it was called something in England, was called something like Tex-Mex, and it was a
enchiladas, burritos,
burgers, ribs, anything basically.
Not Tex-Mex, but fine.
That's what they were putting in here. It was anything American they could just throw in there. Cowboys, Indians, anything, literally anything associated to there, you could get it in there. But anyway, right, Arsenal done. Who on to next? Chelsea. What did Chelsea? Oh, Chelsea or Liverpool?
No, I think we've already
Chelsea need a new owner.
Chelsea need everything.
Yeah. Do they? Everything.
Need a new owner, bro.
Do you know, we were listening to a show earlier, Mo, and there was this Chelsea fan on there saying that they should play Colwell in the 10.
Colwell at the 10.
Oh my word! I paid £10 just getting kicked off, just for him to realise that he was going to go away anyways. But then I said he needs to get kicked off for like 10 for half the show. He got kicked off in the end.
Alex got kicked off as well for 20 quid.
Really? Is that on Lewis's?
Yeah. It was letting people get kicked off if they wanted to pay enough money. So,
my God.
But no, who Chelsea needs?
They need just about everything.
They need a goal scorer. That's what they need.
DM.
Okay, so what do so priorities? Okay, stop. Priorities. What do they need?
They need their money back from Brighton, but they can't get
number one.
I mean, Brian said no receipts, like no case, you know.
They need they need the thing is, last season, if you go and look at it, Chelsea were actually quite good defensively last season as well.
Very good.
They just couldn't score goals. And this season, you know, they've gone and spent crap loads on midfielders. They've got some great young defenders coming through, and they still can't score goals though. And that's and then you look at who scored, they go, look, obviously they've got the guy they brought off of Leipzig that's injured. That's unfortunate. Then they've got the guy that scored against West Ham at the weekend. Now he's injured for, I think, 8 weeks or something as well, isn't he?
Can I just do this? So James Bond, how much to get Mo kicked off?
I can't lie at this rate. Give me 20 quid.
Just
20 quid.
listen.
No, I'm not joking.
No. I'm just let me just say
20 quid.
20
I'm kicking more.
quid?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, that's all you're worth, though.
20 quid.
Yeah, I'm not joking. If someone actually
ask for big money, bro. Just
no. If someone gives me £20 right now, I'll kick more for me, and that's just talk about Liverpool. So what do you want?
£50. I say 50 or £100.
20.
That's too little, bro.
I see what if we get two 20s and a 10 and you're gone.
Absolutely. I'll go drink my coffee and I'll sit downstairs. £50. I'm gone, bro.
$30, £20, 26 euro. I don't know, 25 euros.
After last night, I'd take a rack of ribs and he can go. Well,
£20 and Mo gets kicked off straight. Don't care. That's
There you go, guys.
tenner. But yeah, what's it called? Chieck Doucoure been back in the news as well after Memphis saying sorry, but New York is clear for food. I've heard quite a lot of good things about New York.
Yeah, very good for food, to be honest.
Chieck Doucoure back on the radar for Liverpool, but then there's this new guy on the block that nobody knows about, and I've seen a lot of potential, like people say, oh, why don't we go get Andre? But no one knows anything about Andre. They're talking about
Peter.
Maybe it's from Fluminense. Fluminense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who could tell? I know who could tell us a lot about. Who's it that's after Andre? Is it Chelsea or Liverpool?
Liverpool.
Right, okay, because I was going to say, because if it was Chelsea, Don could come on here and tell us how amazing Andre could be, 100%. No, honestly, I've seen him loads of times and he's amazing. He could. But if it's Liverpool, then hold tight, Don, by the way. I love you, really.
Yeah, I don't know I've never seen him. I can't talk on him for you Liverpool fans. I don't watch Brazilian League. I only watch clips here and there when it's attackers.
I doubt anybody here watches Brazilian League,
nobody's actually seen anything with Andre. Like, I don't know what he's going to bring. I don't know if he's fast, slow. The only thing I'm going to go off is his FIFA stats. Give me a sec.
Can we just say something? Can we just establish something? I watched Doucoure yesterday, right, against Arsenal. He's all right. He's good, But 70 million for the guy.
What's his name?
Are they taking the piss? Are they taking the piss? Crystal Palace.
Bro, from there, yeah, but this is how bad it is. You can have a conversation with some Liverpool fans. And like, I think it was Monday on Battle of the North, I said something like, I'm literally joking when I'm going to Sam. I think we're willing to loan out Calvin Phillips if you're interested, yeah. And he's like, nah, we won't go for Calvin Phillips. But he's not saying Daps stop taking the piss. He's saying we won't go for him. Thinking, yeah, damn right, you shouldn't be going for Calvin Phillips. If Liverpool go for Calvin Phillips at the moment, what is going on, man? Their levels are so low. It's mad.
I was watching the guy yesterday.
So what position is this Andre even playing, by the way?
EM, and he's 22 years old. He's 5'9", 5'10", roughly.
Height doesn't matter, does it, Cass?
We're doing like, what is going on? Like, people are doing it based on like how many caps he has for Brazil, how many caps, compilations. He looks good in compilations.
This is where Don would tell us that he's played men's football.
Dude, I swear to God, I was on a show somehow, and someone said I watched a lot of compilations. I can't remember who. And
I've heard that way too many times recently.
That player looks so good on the compilation. I'm like, seriously?
It's called a compilation. Listen, if I upload pictures to Instagram, you're not getting my best ones. You're not getting my worst ones, sorry. Like, you just don't put them up there. So when someone goes, I've seen a compilation, they look really good. Is the compilation bit labeled best bits? Because if so, you can't really go by it and judge
Andre, welcome to Liverpool 23-24.
Yeah. And the worst is where you watch those compilations and it plays the same pass 9 times. And it's like, I've seen it, right? Move on to the next one.
Compilations from like when he was like 18 at youth teams. Fantastic goal.
That's what you seen. Are you actually loading up FIFA or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to find some of his stats so I know if he's fast and all this kind of stuff because I ain't got a clue.
Hold on. Vlad, I presume you're a Liverpool fan. You wasted Phillips. Watch if we get Phillips. We'll rip Man City apart. Revenge time. Okay. You don't believe that yourself, do you? You're saying that if Liverpool get Calvin Phillips, then he's going to rip us apart.
Did you watch Calvin Phillips, bro, on the pitch? Vlad, right, so what are you talking about, bro?
Someone's done this stat thing on him a little bit.
Okay.
I'm finding on called SoFIFA.com. They say he's got 77 dribbling out of 99. So he's got okay dribbling. Apparently, he's actually flipping slow as shit.
Is this some FIFA, Cass?
No, actually, it's not. This is someone that's actually done a scout report on him. He's slow as shit. He's got good defensive awareness a little bit. He's very aggressive, very decent at intercepting the ball. Got okay vision, very good strength, and he's got a big engine on him.
You know when you see aggressive now coming to the Premier League?
That's what I know.
Bro, when you see aggressive coming to the Premier League at the moment, I'm shitting myself thinking that means yellow card, that means red cards. Do you know we're on target based on the first couple of weekends to hit over 100 red cards this season.
Mm.
That's that. So I don't know if aggression's a good thing to have in the Premier League at the moment, to be honest.
Whatever, man.
Until the referees sort themselves out.
How do you guys see the McAllister thing?
Yeah, you got
reversed?
got rescinded, so that's big news for them for the weekend. They might actually have a decent chance.
I think that's correctly reversed.
Yeah,
but I
and
think
the
it's
Tomiyasu
wrong-
has to
but
happen
I
as well.
think that's the wrong decision.
they can't reverse the Tomiyasu one. I don't think.
It's
Oh, because
unfair.
it's 2 yellows, isn't it?
Yes, that's why I think it's correctly reversed, but I think it's unfair. It's unfair on Tim Ream. It's unfair on Tomiyasu.
Yeah.
It's unfair on Man United not getting a penalty for Romero handling the ball like hands next to face. So
And then
if
if
we're
we go
gonna,
to last week,
if we're gonna
well-
do this, if we go to the week before,
Onana.
Dude,
yes,
actually,
come on. If we're gonna do this, if we're gonna do this every
Yes,
week
yeah,
now
you
when
have
we
to, yeah.
reverse,
Yeah, it's going to
come
be
on,
mad, isn't it?
points are gone. Like, listen, Liverpool now got a lifeline because they didn't have a DM. McAllister was playing there next to Trent. He got a red card. You reversed it. I think it's rightly reversed, but you can't do that. We can't just do that because if the contact didn't happen, I would understand it. But the contact happened, right?
Yeah.
The referee interpreted it as a red card. So be it. Yeah, it's a wrong decision, yes. But I'm sorry, this is like it wasn't completely wrong. The referee interpreted that contact as a red card offense.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hear you.
Did you do that? Did you do this one?
No, he didn't.
No,
Andre would be better for January-February period because as we would lose Doucoure to AFCON and Endo to Asia Cup. Although I would prefer Doucoure anyway. Oh my god!
Oh my God! I'm just realising that come January, Liverpool are going to be Liverpool are F
I
before
think AFCON is okay.
before
This
the
year.
AFCON.
I think they've
What do you
changed it where AFCON is like in the international break and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So,
Oh,
You know
okay.
the Premier League stoppage, Daps. It
No.
used to be in February. The Premier League stops after Christmas for 2 weeks between January 14th and the end of January. So the games that are missing, that they're gonna miss.
Oh,
are two
after the
games
FA
then.
Cup, yeah, after the
Yes.
FA Cup, maybe it does. Right, okay.
oh wait,
Um,
there's no Premier League after that. 14th to the 30th.
For 14 days, there's only one FA Cup. There's a round that everybody plays, so there are no Premier League games for 2 weeks. That's when the
Yeah.
AFCON starts. So the
that new?
players
Is that
that go
new?
to AFCON
new?
do miss
No,
two
because
games.
there's the FA Cup and then there's a week off
League-
with the
The
international
Carabao
break.
Cup, I think the Carabao Cup and the FA
international
Cup
break.
in
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there are no
There's
Premier
usually a
League
few
games.
cups.
I
Um,
thought it was games in
sorry,
January.
the other thing on Liverpool is obviously we all think they need one more DM, but are we still all in agreement that we think they probably need a centre back as well?
Boy.
Jurgen Klopp said they don't need a DM.
Yeah, but Jurgen Klopp says a lot of shit and he gets it wrong these days.
Jurgen Klopp said they
He
haven't got
always
enough
says
money.
a lot of shit, bro. He always says a lot of shit.
But to be fair, I was about to say that might
Talks
be
out
why
his
that.
ass, bro.
But that's why his card got overturned with McAllister. But unfortunately, because they're not too keen on Arteta, I'm being honest with you. If Arteta went and complained about that, they'd probably give him another yellow or something. So it's what it is. But they do need a centre back badly as well, right?
Yeah, and they need a right back.
Not for the starting lineup, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you're right. If Kanate, Van Dijk, and
If they stay
is
fit, they stay fit.
Matip hasn't gone yet, has he?
No.
Nah,
He has 1 year left in his
yeah.
contract. He's gonna
So
leave for
if
free.
they all stay fit, yeah, they don't need a centre back. But it's a big if they all stay
But
fit.
they definitely need a defensive midfielder. They have none.
Well, they got one.
They've got Endo.
Endo.
End of the world.
End of the stream then.
Wait, I tell you what.
Yeah.
The stream
Oh,
then.
Endo and Andre, that would be a great partnership, wouldn't it? I'm
Anyway,
sure it'd be sold to us like they're amazing, but
tomorrow afternoon at 1:30, we have 1:30 or 2? 1:30, I'm assuming. We have Sava,
1:30.
myself, Cass, and Sava. That's a good show, though. Be on
Yeah.
the lookout.
100%.
indeed.
But that's
Until
it.
then, we've got 15 new members,
50,
20. 20.
20 new members. Thank you to Martin. Thank you to Memphis Depay, and thank you to Winter Soldier for that. And to all the new members, you are a member for a month. Pay your subscriptions. No, I'm joking. I'm not joking, but
He's not
We're out.
joking.
I'm not joking. I'm not.